Ladies and gentlemen, the internet is shaking tonight because what started out as rumors has now turned into a full-fledged storm of treachery. Yes, it is reported that Claressa Shields and Papoose, the most loyal spouse in hip-hop and a former symbol of love and loyalty in the rap industry, are no longer together. In addition, he disclosed her secret affair with her ex in the sloppiest manner possible in a widely read piece. Take a moment to process that. Claressa, who promoted hard effort, discipline, and loyalty, was caught melting into the arms of an ex-boyfriend while still flaunting her engagement ring. Claressa was known as the GOAT of boxing. This person was the queen of the ring, right? Or just another celebrity caught up in her own lies? Screenshots and blogs are going viral. As the fans feast, they shout betrayal. One insider said that, after finding the receipts, Papoose didn't hold back. He posted them on the internet to make sure everyone knew. That leaves the question, was Claressa really leading a double life? Was it Papoose's intention to burn her reputation in order to get revenge? Regardless of reality, one thing is for sure. Because of this dispute, everything will change. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone secretly enjoys watching this scandal unfold, but nobody anticipated it. It is said that Claressa Shields, the unbeaten GW, the epitome of strength, loyalty, and perfect relationship goals, was found in the most embarrassing way imaginable. Moreover, not by a casual hater or a rival boxer, not only by the media, but also by Papoose. The ultimate Mr. Loyalty indeed. Claressa's life was entirely turned upside down by the whistleblower who built his reputation by standing behind Remy Ma through jail time, business criticism, and endless drama. How did things work out? Through a post that becomes viral. There was only a social media bomb placed for millions to see. There was no press conference, no secret meeting, and no discreet split. Screenshots, cryptic hashtags that cried betrayal, and captions. It lacked organization. It was utterly petty and explosive. But let's rewind the tape for a moment. What makes this so not a big deal? Claressa Shields isn't your normal sportsperson. She called herself the greatest woman in GWAT history, the undisputed champion, the two-time Olympic gold winner, and the face of women's boxing. She has a solid reputation for morality and self-control. Sponsors eagerly placed her face on billboards. She was seen by fans as the embodiment of perseverance, and networks lined up to broadcast her struggles. Claressa essentially embodied the type of polished, powerful image that businesses strive for. Last but not least is Papoose, who stood by Remy Ma for years, even when she was imprisoned and her career was in doubt. He was heralded as the epitome of hip-hop devotion. If your love for me isn't as intense as I don't want Papoose and Remy's love to be a catchphrase, a meme, or a relationship objective. Beyond only being a rapper, he was a social role model for loyalty. So when Papoose announces on the internet that Claressa Shields is having fun with her ex, it's more than just a scandal. There's an earthquake. This type of betrayal flips stories on their head. If the king of faithfulness declares you to be unreliable, ladies and gentlemen, the tale will speak for itself. The mess gets even juicier at this point. So let's talk about this sex. According to the widely circulated tweet, Claressa wasn't just texting a stranger from high school. Supposedly, she was having private meetings with a former partner. Yes, the same man who, according to reports, she was about to wed before her boxing career took off. The romance reportedly ended badly years ago, but it seems that the spark was still alive. The blurry pictures in Papoose's post allegedly showed Claressa leaving a hotel lobby in Detroit with a man whose face was discreetly covered by a sweatshirt. Loyalty has an expiration date for some people. Don't get fooled by the ring when their hearts are still stuck in the past. Twitter timelines were in disarray within minutes after another slide appeared to be a late-night FaceTime screenshot with Claressa allegedly smiling at an unidentified caller and the caption, "Brutal," although the drama was too amazing to overlook. Followers weren't sure if they should believe it. Memes, jokes, and conspiracies. A circus was there. In addition to the humor, the stakes are really high. Claressa is supposedly preparing for another high-profile fight. Training camps, sponsorships, and endorsements. All of this is set up, but now everyone wants to know if she's working with her ex behind Tony Rich's back. According to one of the most popular tweets, Papoose exposing Claressa was not on my 2025 bingo card. Another said, Claressa is out here undefeated in the ring but taking L's in the hotel lobby. No amount of scripting could improve this. This isn't just an affair scandal, it's a double scandal, cheating on a fiancé while supposedly rekindling an old flame and being revealed by Papoose of all people. And that diamond ring is still on Claressa's Instagram highlights. Let's pause for a moment to recognize the irony. Above all, Claressa established a reputation for attention, discipline, and loyalty, and Tony Rich, her fiancé, was meant to be her fulcrum. The narrative took a darker turn when someone stated that he wanted to give her a chance to come clean, but when she refused, he chose to blast it himself. Another person remarked, the ex has been bragging about seeing Claressa again. He even showed off jewelry he said she had given him. In the court of public opinion, perception is reality, and at the moment, it's believed that Claressa Shields may be living a double life. Tony Rich, on the other hand, said nothing, not a single word, post, or even cryptic emoji, and the internet doesn't care if those claims are true or just smoke to feed the fire. It's interesting because Tony usually loves to be in the spotlight and hypes up Claressa whenever he can. His silence while Papoose is going viral on social media is deafening. Some fans believe he's too embarrassed to respond, while others believe he's collecting his own receipts. In any case, his absence only makes things worse. What's even more ridiculous is that some fans are actually supporting Papoose over Claressa. Imagine the unbeaten Guat, America's golden girl of boxing, and people believe that if Papoose said it, it must be true. Ladies and gentlemen, scandals, messy divorces, and celebrity love triangles have all been witnessed before. But this one has all the ingredients for a cultural meltdown. A loyal rap icon, an undefeated sports queen, a secret ex-lover, and a viral exposure post. It has betrayal, irony, drama, and receipts. And if Mr. Loyalty is accusing you of lying, the public will believe him. If Papoose has already posted once, who's to say he doesn't have more? Screenshots, videos, private messages. Rumor has it that he's sitting on a mountain of evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought that Papoose's viral post was the climax, you're mistaken. Once those screenshots were online, the dominoes started to fall faster than Tony Rich's reputation when his own direct messages leaked. But this time the focus was on Claressa Shields rather than Rich. TikTok creators started acting out Claressa's supposed late-night calls with her ex, Twitter threads turned into 20-slide exposes, and bloggers turned into investigative detectives. One viral video showed a girl in boxing gloves sneaking out of a hotel lobby with the caption, undefeated in the ring, but caught slipping in the sheets. The most horrifying part is that the receipts didn't stop with Papoose's post. Instead, more so-called evidence started to emerge when an anonymous account shared what looked like Uber receipts related to Claressa's email escapades at 2:00 a.m. Whether it was real or not, it didn't matter. The internet had already decided that Claressa was guilty in the court of public opinion, and the insiders couldn't help but add gasoline to the fire. Another anonymous voice added, Papoose knew about this weeks ago. Claressa was tired of Tony constantly competing for attention, and she felt real again with her ex. The blurry photos show them addresses that match the same hotel chain. Another leak claims that she sent her ex a $5,000 Cash App transfer along with a memo for you, Blue Heart. Whether these sources are legitimate or just cloud chasers, the damage is the same. And ladies and gentlemen, the public reactions were vicious. So Claressa trained all these years to be the GW just to get knocked out by her ex's FaceTime call. One fan tweeted, Claressa's carefully built image is collapsing brick by brick. In other words, he wanted her mask to come off for everyone to see. Depressing. Can you imagine cheating so badly that you have to be exposed by Papoose of all people? It's embarrassing. Another person remarked. The hashtag Claressa exposed shot to the top of trending charts. Fans of Remy Ma jumped in with the new hashtag Papoose and the savage hashtag GW being caught, reminding everyone of how loyal Papoose was to her while she was in prison. Memes featuring side-by-side photos of Papoose waiting years for Remy versus Claressa, allegedly sneaking around in hotel lobbies with the caption, "Brutal." The jokes didn't stop there, though, as boxing journalists started to speculate whether the scandal could ruin Claressa's career, stating that Claressa might lose the next fight if she doesn't have her mind in the game. And what do you know? They might be right. Because companies like ESPN and Nike aren't in the business of protecting tangled romantic relationships. They choose clean, marketable, and scandal-free victors. A scandal involving cheating that went viral. Investors are looking for the exact opposite. Tony Rich's silence, however, just made things worse. Fans were expecting him to post anything, clap back, or blow up. Instead, he did nothing. That silence made headlines of its own. Was he parody? A flurry of speculation ensued. But this is where things grew darker. One meme read, "Tony Rich watching Claressa get exposed like I'm mouth-eye." Online, some alleged court documents stated that illegal finance transfers were the reason Tony and Claressa's joint business enterprises were being reviewed. Were they real? Probably not. In any event, were they believed? Of course. Claressa had already lost control of the story when the most bizarre twist emerged. A strange clip appeared on Reddit that purportedly showed her arguing with Tony. In the scandal economy, perception is profit, yet the voice that many say sounded like hers screamed, "You don't give me what I need." Yes, he does. Deep fake AI that is real. Nobody knows. And that video went viral quickly. Let's take a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Claressa Shields' reputation is currently not only under attack, but it is also on life support. The internet doesn't care about her background, titles, or medals. All they see is Papoose, treachery, and an untidy love triangle. She was exposed in the most unvarnished way by the one man who everyone vowed never to get involved in small-time drama. Behind the scenes, things were getting even more disgusting. There were rumors that Claressa was being pressured by her camp to make a statement, and according to boxing insiders, sponsors were demanding answers. Imagine going into a press conference and every reporter asks about your affair instead of your fight strategy. That's the horror Claressa is currently dealing with. But it doesn't end there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought the online roasting was harsh, wait until you hear about the real-life impact. Financial investigations, legal rumors, and the possible need for Claressa to choose between maintaining her career and protecting her pride. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, scandals become business. Additionally, no business can tolerate disloyalty. It was more than just a careless Instagram photo that Papoose shared. It was a grenade. The explosion radius is currently engulfing everything surrounding Claressa Shields. Let's start by discussing the sponsors. Within 48 hours of Papoose's viral post, at least 2 prominent companies quietly stopped future commercials featuring Claressa. An energy drink company reportedly canceled her promotional shoot, telling executives, "We can't afford messy headlines right now." Think about that. It loses all marketing credibility after years of training and establishing a reputation as the GWET. That is the speed at which the business world operates. But the story doesn't stop there. Boxing promoters are also worried. Her upcoming fight, which was billed as a match that would define her career, could suddenly become overshadowed. Already, commentators are practicing awkward questions. How do you respond to Papoose's claims instead of talking about your fighting strategy, Claressa? When your personal life takes over your professional career, it's every athlete's worst nightmare. Then the legal rumors begin to circulate. Rumor has it that Tony Rich, the quiet fiend who has been silently watching this whole circus, has been spotted meeting with lawyers. According to some, he is preparing for a breakup, and he is allegedly looking into Claressa's alleged financial transactions with her ex-partner. Do you remember those money transfers that partially leaked, too? If even half of that is true, Tony may be planning to sue her for misusing joint finances. Imagine losing your sponsor money, your fiancé, and your impeccable reputation all at once. Claressa is currently clinging to the edge. Meanwhile, Papoose has become a hero to the public. Previously a symbol of faithfulness, his fans now see him as a cultural guardian, the person who ultimately took off the Guat's mask. Comments like "Thank you for exposing the truth, King and real men don't cheat" appear on his post, exposing cheats. Let's not forget about Remy Ma, ladies and gentlemen. She hasn't posted anything, left a comment, or even used a shade emoji, but the internet has decided to declare her the ultimate victor of this disaster, so her silence is strong. As her husband publicly destroys the Guat, memes are already calling her the untouchable queen. Let's talk about the consequences outside of the ring. One widely shared tweet read, "Remy sipping tea while Papoose does what needed to be done." Clarissa's entire brand was built on being focused, disciplined, and unstoppable. Drama, who stayed loyal to her people and her profession, but betrayal taints everything once it becomes ingrained in your brand. Will networks continue to refer to her as the face of women's boxing, or will they quietly move on to the next big thing and let Claressa deal with the fallout on her own? Insiders say Clarissa's squad is divided. Half of them want her to attack, to retaliate against Papoose, to accuse him of lying, and to change the story. The catch is that if she claps back too forcefully and more receipts fall, it's game over. And if she says nothing, it will be a cry of guilt. There is a lose-lose situation, but we are talking about Claressa Shields here, the woman who fought her way out of poverty, who called herself the Guat, who broke through every obstacle the sport threw at her, who can turn a scandal into inspiration, and who, according to some sources, is even planning a press conference to control the narrative instead of to deny or explain. Papoose can be popular for a day. Imagine her walking up to the platform with belts behind her and saying, "I fight in the ring, not in the tabloids. I will always be remembered." Mic drop. Will that be enough though? That's the key question. Because of the internet's short-term memory, it's true that scandals like this cause long-term harm. In the years to come, people will not just talk about Claressa Shields, the unbeaten boxing champion. They will talk about Claressa Shields, the champion who was exposed by Papoose. And no athlete wants to be followed by a shadow like that. What comes next then? Legal issues with Tony, sponsorship withdrawals, more Papoose receipts, or Claressa's big comeback in the media and in the ring. This is where rumors become history, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen screenshots, murky hotel rumors, mysterious audio snippets, and a viral post that made the unbeaten Guat the unbeaten trending scandal subject. But the truth is that reputation, empire, and whether the Guat can withstand the most devastating blow of her life not from an adversary, but from treachery are at stake here. And believe me, there will be more leaks in the future. It's a whirlwind, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you believe Claressa is guilty or not, her reputation will never be the same. The more important question is, though, what will happen next? Will Claressa make a strong comeback, attempt to reclaim her role as queen, and deny everything? Or is Papoose still holding on to more ammunition, more secrets, betrayals, and receipts? What about Tony Rich, the shy fianc whose self-esteem was recently destroyed? Will he stay out of the spotlight, or will he come forward and bring Claressa before the judge? This is not just drama. History is being made. A secret, a boxing legend, and a symbol of loyalty. It's your time now. Did Papoose play the same cloud game as everyone else, or was he being heroic for revealing the truth? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading every word. And if you want to be updated on every development, leak, and scandal before the mainstream media ever considers them, hit the like button and sign up for Gossip Spill Vibe. Because the truth always comes out, ladies and gentlemen. This kind of situation shows once again that the biggest blows in the world of celebrity don't land in the ring, rather